This is Tigress coming back to you with Craftymon episode 35. I'm just going to quickly double check that because if I'm correct, then I am surprised. No, episode 33. 34 even. I was going to say episode 34 and it's like, it's 35. No, it's like, no, it's actually 34. Time to eat the morning baked potato. Also empty my inventory. But today, guys, we're going to be finishing that and actually trying to make that bigger. But beforehand, I do have a few things to show. And it's something to do with the fact of why you actually can see, not from much from here, they've kind of got a jump, but you can actually see a bit of a view. Now, guys, if you're new in it, please like, comment, subscribe. That chest. And that chest. Also, guys, while I get into it, I'm going to say now, I was kind of an idiot. Basically, not recording wise, but I was definitely kind of an idiot. Before recording, like this was earlier on in the day, as I opened the door to walk through it, I hit my foot and I've bruised it from that, so in a tiny bit of pain from that. So at some point, if at any point in the video I do seem slightly distracted because of that, that's why. But yeah, so I have bruised a goddamn bleed toe because of a fucking door. And guys, this wasn't the fact of me having my foot in the way of the door and then shutting the door. This was me opening the door and then hit my foot at a decent, like, it wasn't hard, but it wasn't also like a tap. Iron is one thing I don't need, but I'm not going to say no to iron. Also, guys, something new. Oh, hello, I don't know who you are, but this is Larry. And if this dude sticks around, this can be Barry. Larry and Barry. Daisy's got a new friend. Basically, Larry was just in here earlier, and I was like, you know what, Daisy needs a new friend. She could also do with more space. I might... Hold on. Grass. But yeah, like, Daisy could definitely do with more space, so I probably will end up bringing this around. But, as you can see, I tidied up the place. Now, I do need do a few more touches, so it's just basically making this look a bit nicer. Which will basically just be evening it all out. I've made paths too. I've basically in Monster Hunter, I think was last week, and in a couple of recordings from this week. The only one where I haven't basically been working on this will be Saturdays. But yeah, I basically tore down the mountain and full on just like those chests, which I'll show the full thing now. I basically took it all down, did it in little sections. These chests over here, most of these are full. I've stood over there and I've just left that little bit of mountain, like a little tiny hill. This chest, all the way down to like here, like this chest and on like those, they're all full. From tearing down this, because basically what it started as was me tearing down like this. I don't think it was all of, was it all this? Yeah, me like basically tunneling and making like a nice path, because like, I want a path to my tree farm. I stopped it here because I just want like a nice little bit of green beforehand, and I think it looked a bit nicer this way. So I tore down what was here, and if you want to know what was here, go back and look over like last week's video. I'm pretty sure I ended up coming down to this area anyway. And then I was like, then it kind of looks ugly on this side. So I've left the pond in, because I do overall like this pond. I might put a couple wooden chairs around, and have it like a nice little fishing spot. I've left the sugarcane there. I've left the lake here. I've not swapped out the sand. But yeah, and then I've basically terraformed all down and made it match up. The only place I've not done yet is over there, which will get done in between episodes. But yeah, I've been very much productive on the one thing that, like, see, doing this was like, I wanted to, but didn't really need to. But yeah, I've also terraformed all the way around here, built around to here. Now, this kind of looks ugly here, but I do actually have a plan. And I don't know how well it'll look, but I'll basically be bringing all that around here, and basically lining up from there all the way over to there. And I'm so much happy with how this now looks, because this now looks so much more nicer. Also, guys, at any point in the video, which I don't think my mic will pick up, if I does pick up me saying ow, it is because literally just moving my toes is painful. Like, I have no idea what I've done to my one toe. It's like my second to, like, it's the one next to, like, my small toe. It's the one literally right next to that. Trust me, that pain is low. And guys, I know what pain is. I've more than once dealt with pain. Not as much as some people, but like I definitely do know to agree what pain feels like. And yeah. Now all I have done as far as I'm aware is bruised it. If it does still carry on end up hurting in like a few weeks, then I will do the smart thing and just get it checked out. But as far as I can tell, it's only bruised. I don't think I've sprained or broken it. It definitely doesn't feel broken. Worst case scenario, I think probably sprained. But yeah, also, I put some chests here. There's some space here for more, but basically I chopped down... I can't remember how many trees I think I just basically went and chopped all of them down. And because of pale oak, like, you got the cherry tree logs, the pale oak logs there, all like nicely stacked. In here, you've got your oak, your birch, your spruce, jungle, your acacia, and your dark oak. Again, dark oak and jungle because they're basically 4x4 trees, because they're 4 saplings that like grow into a 4 tall. You get more wood from them. The reason why there's a bit more why there's not as much jungle is, again, I got over 2 rows. I need another like 63 of oak, and then I can basically kind of start finishing. I think this attempted to grow into a big tree, but I think it probably failed. But basically, to cancel them, I've literally just got like glass blocks above them, because I originally built that to basically do the same job. And it kind of worked, kind of didn't. It's down to luck with that. And then I basically extend it over to here because I need a load of jungle, I need a load of oak, and this row here and those rows over there basically just spare lots. If I need a bulk, if I need pale, dark, jungle, I can plant, a set here and get a load very quickly. If I need birch, oak, acacia, cherry blossom, I've got these, but I can also use these. They'll just slightly grow wonky, but yeah. But yeah, and the reason I haven't then built, because I only did those for the oak, because oak are the only ones that do that. The only reason I didn't do it for this is, 1, they are rare. 2, this is a temporary spot. And 3, I don't really mind, and it does give me more wood. The only reason I built them for this was I quite frankly don't have a way to get up to the points of that. To a point where I have been using something like Elder flying on top of the roof and then breaking down right on top with like a pickaxe. I'm also running out of room when it comes to sapling wise. and sticks. But yeah, so the oak is for the project down there, and I quickly want to show. Like I say, guys, when it comes to Craftymon, I've been busy. Like, that looks so much more nicer than it used to. Could I tear back the full mountain? Yes, but I like part of my base being inside it. Like, I honestly do, and I wouldn't want to get rid of that. But it's not the only thing I've been busy with. I've also gained a lot of levels because, again, fixing tools. Like, I think I fixed my pickaxe like 2 or 3 times per one of those. I've also got a load more cobblestone, which should be enough to finish that, and I might try and finish some of that after. And it's just then oak wood, and whatever cobblestone I do have left. I do actually have a bunch of stone that I can also use, and I'm an idiot because I didn't realize this, but I did not know I could just use the stone color to turn stone into cobblestone. I accidentally did it when I with some stone. I was like, when I was emptying the chest from over there, I was like, why the I didn't pick up the cobblestone, did I? And no, I literally just chucked it into the stone color. What I am going to quickly do is take a stack of each. Also, yeah, guys, why I have completely flattened this, and it looks so much more nicer. I've also planted some trees because I want this to look like a nice little junglish area. Also, this tree is being replanted from the tree that was right very above that spot. It took a few attempts to get a tall enough tree that you could walk under it. But what's not fun is basically trying to dig away when it's dark, because it's just not fun. Now guys, at the very limit, what I am going to do, because part of me is like, I might want to go over there, but I don't know, is at the very limit, I am just going to do a path over here quickly. Is because then it gives it a more fairer chance to spread. I'm not going to go completely fill all this in now. I probably will do it in purposes. I probably will also then just fill that in. And I probably will then also extend this a tiny bit too, because it'd be nice to have additional space. Also, one problem with this tree farm, and you can see, is it spawns mobs. Unintentionally. It's because it's not lit up, and quite frankly, I don't really want to. Now, what I am going to do is go boop, 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 boop. And just chuck that in there. And basically, like, the annoying thing was, I ended up using my ender chest to basically store, not half my stuff, but my craft cubes. Because what is a pain in the ass is not having the space to basically do it. Because what I find was every like 5-ish minutes roughly, I wasn't exactly timing it. Like I'd get through about I'd get through a decent bit. And then my inventory would then be full. I'd get through another good bit, my inventory would be full, and I basically went back and forward. I went through like 2 piles basically doing it. Or at least a area. Until I was like, hold on, I'm not using my craft cubes. I'll just chuck them in my end chest for now. So I did. And it became so much more efficient. Also, when the hell did they get... Like, guys, when I say I'm the only person who, as far as I'm aware, that has access to Craftymon, like has access to this world, Do villagers come? With stripped logs? Like, either A, someone else been on the walk, because there's a few things like that. I want to presume lightning, but who the hell planted them there? Like, honestly, there are stuff I do not remember. Unless I am coming on Craftymon at certain points, why I'm just, you know, completely dozed out of it. I have honestly no idea. And it's not me trying to be like, I have no idea. It's I have no fucking... I'm presuming they came built like that. Because I didn't do it. And there would have been one person who would have potentially had access, more specifically to my Minecraft account, but again, that person got rid of his Xbox, as far as I'm aware. Also, guys, there is just random houses here now. But Larry and Barry aren't the only new pets here. I'm going over here because I do actually need to go over it because I need to see if I can how many scaffoldings I can make. When the hell did a horse spawn in here? We have Stripes. And Beef. Beef grew up. But say, when the hell did a horse spawn in here and it's Beef? Beef is wild. Beef had to get name tagged because otherwise Beef would despawn. But Beef is fully like wild. Like skeleton horses, I can jump around, like I can ride on them. Beef I can't. Although also now Beef looks so much cuter as like a tiny baby. But yeah, Beef randomly spawned over that, and the reason like he was called Beef was he looked kind of like Beef, like kind of like a brownie color. Now Beef just seems like a kind of mean name. I was gonna think of another like actually I do need to come up with like another sort of like food-based name because I was thinking Stripes also raw. I was thinking steak and it's like no, it's black and white. So I was like, you know what, Stripes. It's not the most creative name in the world, but you know it works. And I'm now just thinking, aren't I gonna need a bunch of string for this? Full unaware that not that long ago I turned a bunch of my string into wool because I had no more room in my mob chest. But like I said, guys, these won't be permanently staying here. At some point, I will basically just make a proper area for them. But it's not going to be a scene. Now, these were intended to be pens that I basically just ended up giving up on way too quick. And yes, I still could, but I'd have to basically make entrances for other pens. And it's just a lot simpler not to. I could still basically corner it off, put a gate there, and just have this as like an open area. But yeah, also, guys, once done this week recording, oh my god, it has pushed my buttons. Like, there has been one hunt, and it's in Saturday's video, that didn't push my buttons, and I was like, wait, oh my god, wait, I've got to do this hunt quick. I was speechless, because I have bitched about this particular hunt. Now, is that potentially giving away information? Yes. Will it be easy to guess? Who knows? But yeah, I whinged and everything about trying to get into that hunt in base game. I do need string. Good thing I have a mob farm and, you know, still a good bit because, quite frankly, I had no other use for string. Like I said, I turned it into a bunch of white wool. So I might make something with the white wool. I just don't know what yet. Now, is this gonna be enough for what I need? Who knows? Because in all fairness, I have no idea how big I am gonna go with this tree. Like, saying, no, those two stats, I could be like, yeah, this is a good height, but I also want it to be kind of tall. Like, I want it to be kind of a landmark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We take like a full row plus those 2. But yeah, so I do definitely want it to be big. I also wanted to have like a nice little area with like, say, like a nice little swing set connected. No. Now I am going to put the scaffolding inside because otherwise it'll be a pain in the ass to get back. I will be going around the water and everything. But yeah, like guys, most of this week's Monster Hunter has just been a pain to record. Like, literally, tomorrow's video of Monster Hunter, that should be high enough for now, was recorded after stream yesterday. And I ended up staying in it because I was like, guys, sorry if I'm tired or anything. I ended up cutting the hunt short because 1, I'd been streaming, I'd already streamed that night, 2, I was tired. And 3, it was Elder Dragons. Like, it was Elder Dragons. Not going to mention which ones, but it was Elder Dragon hunts, and trust me when I was like, oh god, I need sleep. And especially considering the fact of, I tried to get into hunts, and the game was like, no, you don't need to get into a hunt, you want to stay here and watch. I've basically during Monster Hunter, and it won't last much longer. I've basically been watching a show called Blue Bloods, which is under 50 minutes long per episode. I'm currently on season 8, it's currently on Paramount Plus, but the full, like, season 12, 13, and 14 currently aren't on Paramount Plus. They are on Prime, but you have to pay for them on Prime. Paramount Plus I didn't. And I've basically just been watching episodes of that. And I was able to get through a couple episodes. Like, I followed me getting through it, like, episodes trying to get into hunts. So, but yeah, trust me when I say it's not been that fun. Also, I have no idea how high I'm going to go with this. I just want it to be high because I want it to be like a monument. Basically, when it comes to my tall builds, I want them to be tall to stand out. Now, do I know how I'm going to get in this thing? I'm going to probably build a spiral staircase inside. I will need vines. What I probably will do is basically just put a few around and just let them grow at their own leisure. See, now I'm a good height and I can actually full on see all the way over there, but I want to be taller. Now I could technically just leave scaffolding in the middle. See how high we do go when we go all the way up, because it's like 114. Which is already going to be tall. You know what, I'm actually not completely, because, again, I don't necessarily need the gas to be all the way up, but what I probably will have is just this ginormous tree, which will look potentially cool. I should. I did not think that through. Tiny bit higher. No, there we go. 1, 2, and 3. Oops. That wasn't smart. Well, at least I'll leave it on it. Like I said, guys, I haven't to see. I done it that high. I don't know if I'm gonna go fully that high because it does look a stupid height. What I am gonna do is basically just use the rest I've got on me right going into my ender chest. I'll be back since I've done that. Just because I'm still gonna be here. I'm gonna be here for like another 5 minutes otherwise. So I'll be back since I've done all that. So guys, we're back and it's been slightly longer than anticipated, but we are down to a decent height, and I probably will cap it at this height because overall I do just want. Now I completely. Basically I'd done a few and I'm like, this could just be a bit higher, so I did. I probably will cap it at this height and basically just build a nice big storage thing, and then off to like say the side, I probably will just build somewhere for the gas. But guys, I'm like, see, that took. I mean, basically, I've been going for like 10, 15-ish minutes. That took about 5, maybe 10 minutes. The other 5 minutes was basically spent sorting my foot. Like I mentioned earlier in the episode, guys. I've done something to my foot. As far as I can tell, it's just bruised. But there is blood from it. And it's not the first time like that, like today, more specifically, that there's been blood from there. Because earlier I was like, wait, I was like, why the fuck's my foot been bleeding? Then again, not long after, because after the first bleed, I cleaned it up and I was like, okay, and I just chucked my sock on just in case, because I'd rather need to wash a sock and get blood out of a sock, especially inside of a sock, than be dragging blood everywhere. And then I basically got a big wipe the second time it happened, and now I've just basically cleaned it up and just chucked a plaster on, which I should have done in the first place. But yeah, guys, nah, I might in fact take it down to say a couple of inches, because it is stupidly big. I do plan to basically put like say 3 or 4 branches over the place. Not even sure how I'm going to do them. That'll be fun. I probably will also just chuck like tier places in, and work from that way. But that's as far as I can go with that. For today, for the rest of the episode, I'm gonna go mess with it. I'm more specifically gonna go and get a bunch of dirt and basically sort this, because this looks nice and clean. That looks kind of a mess. I'm just gonna go and bring it all around and have it like look a lot more cleaner. But yeah, guys, when I was in pain with my foot, I wasn't joking. It kills. Like, walking on it's not too bad, but it is kind of a bit of a pain. Now, what I am going to need is that chest. Basically, I'm just going to end up using dirt underneath. If I have to use grass, I will. Trying to eat dirt there, but I'd rather not because... yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'd rather not because, quite frankly, it's just going to get covered up. And I just kind of want this to look nice. Now, I'm not going to go all the way down to here. but I will be going all the way up to here. Because I probably will just end up shaving some of this down and basically just letting the those 3 down there just move around. Because when it was just a house for just Daisy, it wasn't too bad. It was not too big, not too small. But now Larry and Barry are living down there. It's not exactly the most comfortable place in the world. So I saw a lot of stuff with Eddie and Jamie, and I already knew before going into it that those two ended up getting together. I didn't know they ended up getting married. That was a surprise. I know that now because, again, they're engaged. And I know how the show ends, and I refuse to believe that that's how the show would end without. Plus, I've also seen clips of their wedding day. Anyway, I knew they were going together. I didn't realize because it happens at the end of season 8, and I didn't realize that it's literally a case of very instantly. Because I was like, oh, okay, they get engaged at the end of season 8. I knew that. Episode 22. The literal finale episode for season 8. I knew they got engaged there, so I was like, watching through season, I was like, do they not start dating first? No. You don't even see the engagement. Which kind of annoyed me. Would have been nice to kind of see it. But another reason why I'm going to say I'm not that annoyed with it is, oh no, we didn't see them get engaged. They didn't start dating before. They had basically been dating. Like, when you actually think about it, they go out most nights. They were as close as anybody can be. A bunch of people thought they already were. And yes, guys, I know the fact that males and females can be friends, and something that I have actually been accused of before now. Someone who I used to be mates with cut ties because, for obvious reasons in this case, but not going to go into the reasons. I thought I had a thing for another mate. Now that mate, at the time, was more like a sister to me. Like, I'd known her for years. And she'd more than once basically stopped me from doing something stupid. Now, granted, at the time, it wasn't then, it was much later, but... And, yeah, always had, and I never had thought of her more than a friend at the time. Now, years later, we stopped speaking, and she stopped being like an older sister to me, and more just like an annoying person who I know. Yeah, like, I don't get, it's annoying. I will willingly agree. Shit. One too far. But, getting back to my point. Because I've sidestepped way too much for that. They instantly do, and it's like, huh? Like, seriously? Like, waiting for that. It's like, nah. But that's it. Which, guys, a subject that I basically will never cover or go into because Jonah Reed is cheating. Like, what is classified as cheating? And to me, it comes down to a case of if you willingly got feelings and has at some point done something with them, whether it just be a kiss or not, then yeah, 100%. But for playing that you're just liking someone, No, I personally don't. But wanting to act on those, and then yeah, you've crossed a few lines. But the reason I bring it up now, or the reason I actually bring it up is the only thing they didn't do. Like, she full on cancelled plans with, like, her boyfriend to go and hang out with her partner on the job. And, guys, I don't blame either one of them. But if I was dating Eddie and all I was hearing about is this awesome dude named Jamie, who is just her partner on the job, yeah, I've got to say, I would kind of be like, are you sure you're just partners? I'm getting the vibe that there's more. Like, are you 100? Like, I would 100% be questioning, and I don't know whether I could deal with it. Because on one hand, it's basically being petty over nothing. On the other hand, has anything ever gone on between them or anything? See, now this looks so much more nicer. I am also just going to take a bunch and try and cover in some of that area too. But more specifically, I'm just going to take a load of dirt. Wrong chest. Because, guys, I'm going to try to sleep. Because, guys, when it comes down to cheating, it all does come down to, like, a bunch of different people basically classify it as a few different things. One hand, people who say having someone else is, I say it's debatable. Personally, looking's not harmful, only when you decide to be like, ooh, like looking at, say, a Ferrari. Nothing wrong with that. But then, say, when you say you've got, like, a Jag, and you're like, ooh, that Ferrari, I want it. I might, just touch it. Then I think the case of cheating does actually get brought up. But again, I've seen several different arguments for people. Like, people have basically described it over the years as an intimate connection. Having feelings for someone else. Going all the way with that person. I personally do just think a case of thinking is not like there's nothing wrong with basically being like, that Ferrari looks cool. But it's when you decide, oh, I want this Ferrari and this Jag. Then I think you are definitely across the boundaries. Although, getting back to actual Craftymon, I've also made this area look a bit more nicer. Like, a lot of this green grass and a lot is just basically from what I got from tearing the literal mountains down. Oh, I need my shovel. But like I said, guys, this should hopefully look a lot nicer. Now, what I was going to do right near that was basically make a nice little farm. I might on the other side. I kind of don't want to get rid of like the green grass on this side, and just have this as like a nice open field area. Because there's a part of me that's like, oh, this could look so much more nicer. But there's also a part of me that's like, it looks fine. Well, look, like I said, guys, business week has just been basically a case of using resources. Like, let's say next week, I'm gonna basically try to stay down in an portal. Because I do want to go and face the Ender Dragon. I just don't know when. Is the fact I didn't know you could, because I basically ended up finding it out when, because basically, guys, a way that I do try and stay basically informed on stuff, and it's like, I will basically check the creative menu every so often. And I checked it, and I'm like, wait, hold on. There's Nautilus armor in this game? And then I was like, hold on, wait, don't I have, like, a couple Nautilus? And you can make netherite ones. Now, do I know what you need to make them? Nope. Am I going to presume netherite template? Yes. Because why wouldn't you need a netherite template? And that's as far as I can go, because I am completely out of dirt. Like I say, I'll probably try and get this complete in 2 episodes. Just want to do a tiny bit now. But like some, like I'm happy the fact that I terraformed the mountains. They needed it. But what I am going to spend the next few minutes is looking to see what I need to make some Nautilus armor. I'll also will just spend a good point in between episodes basically getting some jungle wood, because I'm going to need some to make the outer frame. But part of me is like, does that look too tall? Part of me is like, do I want to make it taller? I 100% don't know. Part of me wants to take it down by 3 blocks. Part of me is not 100% sure, but part of me is like, I know I'll love the height. Also, guys, before anyone does ask, the Nautilus is still around here somewhere. They're right there. They do just stick to this area. I don't know why. But like I said, I have no idea what I need to make Nautilus armor. I am just going to have a quick look. Because normally I do record for like an hour and a half, but one, I'm in pain in my foot, which I had forgot about. Until I'm like, but one, it's like, yep, still there. So guys, I've tried the blast one now. If you're new, right, like, comment, subscribe. But I know for a fact when I wake up in the morning, that plaster is just gonna be full, like, just gonna be blood everywhere. Like, it's basically not gonna be plaster, it's gonna be blood. And basically, guys, something that if you don't know, which is, if you clean blood straight away after, it's like liquidy, without basically putting anyone off or anything. If you don't, oh, actually, but then I could also raise this up. Might not be the worst idea in the world. I'll have a think about that. But when you leave it to basically dry, it becomes a pain to clean. Like, you more have to scrub, and with an injured toe, you really don't want to. And guys, I will basically let you know come like stream, because I'm more likely to stream tonight, if not tonight, tomorrow. I'll let you know on stream how I am, and if I'm still in pain with it. Because again, recording this Wednesday, I should be fine by the time it comes to that. Also, guys, I will basically comment on the finale of The Boys, and I was semi-right with one of my predictions. If you've not seen it, go watch it. It was really cool. If you have, well, I meant to say you'll instantly know. But basically, my 3 predictions were Homelander wins, the Boys win, or it ends up in a bloodbath between Butcher and Homelander, basically. Because either A, Homelander was going to destroy all of them, and just basically be God, which I thought was unrealistic. It was a potential, but I did honestly just think it was unrealistic. I didn't think we were going to end a show like that. And I do still think it's unrealistic, but again. Option 2, the boys win and they all get a happy ever after. Which was then instantly cancelled out, because the Frenchie would have been included in that, but he died. Option 3, Homelander and Butcher try and kill each other, and they both end up dead. I was semi-right on one of them. Now, not counting Frenchie, because Frenchie could have died. Frenchie they died, and like the rest of them still could have like a happy ever after. I was semi-surprised with how it did end. Not surprised in a few other people's outcomes. Also, quickly gonna say this. A round of applause to Ryan. Basically, guys, Ryan showed up a few episodes ago. Showed back up because when he was first introduced, Becca, he was basically just Becca's boy. Then he became Homeland's pet project. Then he basically, like in season 5, he basically just became a case of someone who exists. And he basically ends up showing up in the fight. Because there is a fight, it's two soups, it's two people with powers, that then turns into 3 people with powers, for its Homelander. And the one thing I will say, spoilers alert now, is the Deep should have died sooner. Because literally no members of the 7 did survive. None of them. And for those who've seen the episode who are going like, huh? And that's a twist. If you've seen it, you'll know what I mean by that. If you're not, I will clarify on Monday. But anyway, guys, if you're on Reddit, again, like, comment, subscribe. And this is Tigers signing off. Bye.